Hey everybody, welcome to Adobe Office Hours. I'm Andrew Hockrattle.
I'm Nick Longo.
And we are answering your questions. That's right, it is chat choice today. I am streaming from San Francisco. Nick, where are you?
I'm in Los Angeles, as always.
And if you are watching live, thank you so much for watching live. Hello to our YouTube chat. Hello to our Behance chat. We do have a question right off the bat, and this is how the show is going to go today, is you get to run it with your questions. If you want to learn anything about a product, if you're stuck trying to understand a tool, or if you have just a general question about a creative practice, please put it in chat and let us know. First question comes from Elizabeth. What is something you would never do when starting a design project? Nick, great question.
Ooh, something I would never do. Gosh, that's a great one. She's throwing us for a spin right off the bat. Something I would not do when starting. Go right to vector.
Okay, interesting. Yes.
Right.
I think I would.
Skip research. Don't skip research.
I would say I would never. What's something I would never do? I think that I would never.
Because I'm assuming you've already agreed on everything. You've agreed on price. You're actually starting the project. Like,
yep.
So what would you not do at that point?
Yeah, I would not look at similar work. I think that I wouldn't look at I wouldn't do my inspiration right away. From other things in that industry that are similar projects. I always try to look at other stuff or try to get my ideas out first, I think is kind of.
I get you. Out of the industry you're in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And out of the project. So I'm not starting out looking at someone else's work, I think.
I gotcha.
Okay, so chat, as always, if you have your questions, and Studio Manager, can we change over the YouTube chat when you get a chance? Thanks, buddy. Chat, say hi to our Studio Manager. Hi, Studio Manager.
There he is. What's
Nick,
up, buddy?
Where'd you go, Nick?
Oh my God!
He's back. All right.
I'm the invisible man today. I'm only here.
Here
in this.
While we change over that chat so we can see our friends over on YouTube, we have another friend from Trey. And Trey was asking in our Discord if we're live today. And Nick, what's the best way to get in the Discord so you can ask questions, so you can get involved?
Ooh, that's right there below us.
Discord.gg/ACC is the place to be, and that's where you can see the Discord, ask questions, and interact with us, but you can also do it here live in the chat. And he says, do you have any tips or tricks on learning a new tool, i.e. Adobe Express? I struggle with Express as I don't have a strong use case on why using it versus Photoshop or Illustrator.
Mm-hmm. I'm a fan of it, knowing when I have to build something and I have to have multiple versions of it and I need 6 things for social media, and I love having those ready to go. So when I need something quickly, I am using Express for that. So I guess my best way of diving in is also following along, doing all the tutorials that I've been seeing online and just playing with it. I'm telling you, I wasn't convinced when it first came out, and I'm using it every day for so many fun little tasks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So something that you can do, 2 resources here for you. One, you can tune in every Thursday. We are here teaching about Adobe Express. But if you want to hop over to my screen, we actually have a little bit of an archive of Express challenges that we've done.
Oh, that's my screen.
That's Nick's screen. We tried. And
look at us.
My screen.
We're prepared.
Thank you. Thanks, Studio Manager. Over here, we do have behance.net/challenge/express. And we do have a couple challenges here to get you started in Express, to get you familiar. There's not a ton of content here, but this is a good way to kind of get started. Also, if you want to tune in on Thursdays, we are always in Adobe Express showing you how to do new things in Adobe Express. But the best way is to go to express.adobe.com, and then you're just going to go over here to the Learn tab and click on Learn. And there are tutorials here for everything that you would want to know. I do believe that you can also search here for templates if you just want to get started easily, but there are different options here for you to learn about that. So super easy for you to get involved with Adobe Express and to start learning. My advice is just jump in, click on stuff, and see what happens. You never know what you'll find. We do have some more questions to come back to. And again, this is a live stream. It is 1:06 on Thursday, June 20-something. And
that means we're live.
Who knows? That means we're live. But what we're going to do is we are answering your questions today. It is chat's choice. So if you want to learn about a tool, if you have a question about design, please let us know and we will answer it live on stream. But as those come in, we are going to take a look at something that happened, I believe, just a few hours ago when I saw this. So we're hot off the presses here. on
I
Adobe Live.
know.
Oh, Nick saw it yesterday. All right, whatever. So this is a logo.
Do I get a point? Do I get a point? Do I get a point?
Yes. Gosh, the freaking points. Yes. And for those of you that have been watching for a while, a new office hours is coming July
15th?
15th? Sure. Let's say that. July
Yeah.
15th, a new office hours is on the way. It is a Monday, and we will be having a brand new version of the show that will be in the morning, Monday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific time. We'll have new interactions. We'll have ways for you to earn points and have a grand old time doing it and a little more structure around
Start your
points
week with
because, yeah. All right. Hold up a newspaper with today's date on it. I have nothing. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
So we're familiar with this. This is the Verizon branding, right? And thank you. There we go, Nick. Nick's got it right there. Thank you. So this is Verizon. This is done by Michael Beirut over at Pentagram. But just yesterday, as Nick says, we have an updated branding for Verizon. Nick, initial take on just this. We'll look at some more applications, but I do want to get your take on this.
Two things. I'm kind of cool with it. I never really liked the old one, even though it was so. I think it could have lasted. It could have been. I don't think they're really. I don't think you make a decision on your mobile carrier based on the logo. I'll just be honest. You go with who you're with and what the pricing is. So it's not going to persuade me either way. The one thing I would say here is adding the gradient to the logo is going to limit the applications of this effect. And if that has some strong meaning to them of like, oh, something on like, I don't know what that's meaning. Is there light within? Is it whatever that means? In embroidery and other things, that'll never be done. And we've learned that lesson with like the Rams logo, that when you do a yellow gradient, you are really kind of not future-proofing yourself as a logo. So my first thoughts.
I'm kind of take it or leave it. Like it's weird to me that it's like, I think they're trying to have like a horizon, kind of like it's a sunrise. And I'm like,
that's what I thought.
I've never thought about Verizon being horizon, but sure. I think this is super interesting.
Okay.
I definitely
gives them a chance to flex on it the way we like that adaptable logo. Okay.
I am very into this. I think that there's something to be said about using that V as like an element here. I think this to me looks like Grubhub, DoorDash, like this is
everybody else.
Everybody else looks like this. And
that's a little bit too much.
This, sure. I think that like it works. This is where, oh wait, hold on. Where's the GIF? There it is.
Is it always rounded?
Oh, is it?
There, it's got a heavy
it's
rounded. But the other ones, it doesn't look like it is.
Wait. No, it is. It is.
Very little.
It is. It has a little ribbon. You're right. It has a little ribbon wrap around it. I didn't really notice that.
Curve.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's interesting. Like a little wrap. I do like it here. I think this is really interesting to see it kind of wrapped around and do the different colors.
The other colors turn it off brand, like the
true.
Teal and the no, that's like, why would they show that?
It's so mad.
Oh gosh, no. But here's my thought. You just did it. When did Michael Beirut's happen? About maybe 8 years ago.
Yeah,
I would say it's still quite recent. And that was a very vigorous, like the case study on that was pages and pages. So it wasn't just Verizon with a check mark, right?
Yeah.
There's got to be some reason that check mark was just not working any longer. Because for them to do this change for a global company, there must have been something really weird about that check mark that they just wanted gone.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and someone's saying, ooh, it's living element in the logo, very trendy. This here is like so on trend right now.
Yeah, I mean, the LA Olympics have it. TBS has it. Obviously, MTV had it back in the day. I just don't know. I don't know, man.
Yep. Elizabeth said, chat's choice, Nick getting mad at corporate logos. Yes,
let's go.
That's going to be the show today. And we also had a question from Marcy. Great question. Have you made the outro yet with the OH logo Firefly images that you created in April? No, not yet. I'm failed you.
Yeah.
I'll try to do that when we start
do
the
that.
new version of Office Hours. We'll have that because I know that, again, if you want to be a part of that, you can also go to our Discord, and the Discord is discord.gg/ACC. You can go down there and join the Discord. And we actually have it in our Discord if you scroll up here in the Office Hours channel, where we have a nice little OH for you to use. You have to go a little bit. I'll probably repost it so you can have it. Is we have a structure reference right here.
There
And
you
you can
go.
create your own structure reference of our logo to be included in the outro, which could be really cool. So if you want to do that, Nick, should we run through that workflow real quick?
Yeah, and I would even say like try to put in the elements of morning, or because we really want to kind of
let's do it.
play off of the morning and the AM vibes that we're gonna have with the new time slot.
All you need to do is download this logo, and once you download that logo, you'll be able to have it for structure reference, and then you'll come over into Firefly, so firefly.adobe.com, and we're gonna type in here. I'm gonna do like breakfast plate.
Yes.
With eggs and bacon. So we're going to type that in, and this is where you get started. And we're going to be able to create a 1920. So you want to make sure you do widescreen, 16 by 9. And we're going to do a structure reference. We're going to upload image. And we're just going to upload that source image that we had right here, which was OH. So that's the image. Yes.
Love it.
And then it's pinned in the channel. Thank you. One of our Discord homies, Elizabeth, thank you so much, has pinned it to the chat. We're going to put this all the way up in strength, and then we are going to hit generate. And what that does is it's going to match the structure of that OH reference that we have, so you can create your own. So feel free to take it underwater, take us to space, do breakfast, do dinner, do fire, whatever you need to do. You can do it right there. And oh my goodness, this turned out so great.
Oh wow! Maybe you should put like grapefruit or something, so it doesn't do 3 eggs.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yep. So let's do eggs, and then let's do grapefruit, and bacon. Got it. Okay, so let's see what happens here with the 3 of these.
I can't wait to see what everybody does on these, because it's like every little word counts. It makes such a difference.
And Marcy's saying, now I have to make more. It was so fun. Yes. Yes. Oh, it's so fun. And isn't it cool how you it understands that like the 3 different things, there are 3 different shapes in that structure reference. So I kind of like this one, but I'm not crazy about it. So I can go here, and then I can actually use this as actually let's generate similar. And maybe we want to put it like on a wooden table, and maybe let's do warm light.
Yeah, more, or like sunrise or something.
Yep,
yeah,
totally. And somebody's saying, I'm curious how many people think the logo, even though it's 30 plus years old by now. And someone's saying, where's the file? Well, let me show you. Here, let's do this.
There we go.
Chat, go into Discord, and you're going to go to Office Hours chat right here. And here we go. I'm going to do this for you, chat. I am going to paste this and just upload it for you right now. So we're going to go to our downloads. Actually, I put it on... Wait, was it downloads? It was downloads.
Downloads.
OH logo. There we go. And we're going to go, here's the structure reference. All right, so I want you to go into the Discord. You're going to go over here to Office Hours chat, and that is the place to do it. Oh, it's also pinned to the channel. Thank you so much. And you can put it there. And then you can create based on what you want to see. Oh, did it get rid of my structure reference? It did. No, bring it back. Come back to me. So this is a really great way. We actually did this earlier in the stream, earlier in the day. We did this with a company called Moodles. Nick, you missed the stream probably. We had a company called Moodles, and it basically was a pasta company based on like Inside Out, where you had a different mood for each kind of pasta.
Oh, that's great.
Yes.
Look at that. Oh,
super fun.
So good. Wow.
Great. I love this.
We need this for our out. So we're going to do like animation for an outro.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to do a little animation for an outro and do a little frame animation so that it kind of like cycles through really quick, which would be really fun. All right.
I love it.
So going back to you, chat, we do have your questions up. It is chat's choice today. So whatever you want to know about, please let us know. We did have a question come in from the online community. It was from Jiro.
Okay.
And let's get back. Did you see the question? It was on Twitter, I think.
I could take a look at it right now. Let's
Okay,
see.
take a
Unless
look
you
at
got
that.
something that we got.
I'm actually going to pull it up here and see if I can grab it. So he
Let's
said,
see. All right.
when required to present multiple design directions for a big
Oh,
project,
yes.
how do you initially prepare for that during research and exploration? So maybe if you know you're presenting multiple options, how do you get started preparing to present multiple options? That's a great question.
I know. I think that for that reason alone, I'm narrowing it down to like 2, and I'm even being pretty bold and going to only 1 option sometimes.
Have I converted you to one option presentation, Nick?
Bro, like it's been a long time coming, but like it's kind of the answer, guys. I really think so. And 2, if possible. But here's the thing: if you're spending all that upfront time with the client and talking through the process, talking through the values, talking through like in some cases, what you present, if it adds up, if all that adds up to that logo and that concept, you've won. Like it's going to work.
Yeah.
It takes a while to get there. It really does. But let's say to the question, you're doing 2 to 3. My thought is don't, unless they are, you can back up all 3. I think the Hood said this really well. They never present something that can't be 100% start tomorrow, meaning like you should be able to take any concept you give them without any changes, and it should be perfect and ready to go in the professional world. So if you hold yourself to that standard, all 3 of those have to be of that caliber. And that's why I like the 1 or 2 better, because I think that's all it is.
Yep. Yeah.
You know?
Is making
Yeah.
sure that you have, and I was looking for an example. I always just do one option. Like I'm not going to present multiple options. It's just not kind of how it works. I like to work with my client and walk my way to the end goal. And then once you hit it, you're like, boom, I got it. We're there. We did it. So if you are going to present multiple options, I think make sure that you separate them enough and you understand the directions you're going, right? So if I'm doing multiple options on a presentation, I want one that is a little more on the tame side, one that is more over the plate of what they've asked for, and one that's a little aspirational.
Mhm.
And so if I know that I'm presenting options, I always will do that. It's like one is like, this is crazy and they're probably going to say no. Here's one that's like, yeah, they probably should be. And then here's one that's like, yeah, it's like the minimum of what they asked for. So you always want to kind of, if you're presenting, make sure that they're separated so they don't overlap, so that you don't have a logo that they get stuck trying to choose between two, because that's a nightmare.
Yeah. Totally agree.
All right. We did have another question from our friend Josh Arisa online in chat. Again, live stream. Ask us questions. It is chat's choice.
Go.
If you want to know more about a tool, let us as well. Let us know as well. I did promise somebody on the earlier stream to come back that we would talk about the mockup tool, so we can show that. But Nick, Josh had a question for us, and I don't remember what it was. It was something about what's the difference between a lockup and a badge.
A lockup and a badge. I think those are 2. I don't know if those are comparable. Are they?
Yeah. Okay. So what would be your take on what a lockup is versus a badge?
A lockup is a final prepared, I would say, design, example, logo type, logo mark, that is locked up and done, meaning like it's telling me the level of completion, not what it is.
Yes.
Right? Lockup, like locked, good to go, send it to the press, send it as a style guide. Whereas a badge is just a badge-shaped design.
Yep.
Am I getting it right?
Yeah, I think so. So if we want to hop over to my screen, I would say
I'd have misinterpreted.
No, I think that's right. I think that like this, so this is like I would say that this is a lockup, right? And to me, a lockup is like different elements that come together to make a structural element, right? That's like a logo. To me, a badge is something that's more tertiary. So lockup is first and foremost like high level, and it could be shapes, it could be type, it could be your logo. But to me, a badge is something that you would add on top of that. That's something that like is extra, that would maybe have a little bit. I think a badge is more type heavy too, right?
And design heavy too, like multiple elements, maybe a tagline included, maybe a slogan, where it's not at all a logo. It's it's way beyond that. So I get what you're saying. The lockup is more of like combined elements coming together like this, but a lockup then could be both. A lockup could be a logo done like what you have on screen, or a badge. It's still, so maybe I get now what we're saying. They're kind of the same thing.
Yep. And I'm trying to find an example of like a badge that I've created here that I can show you. that I'm not going to get in trouble for showing you.
Oh, I think there's a bunch on my. I think there's some on my Behance. We did some really cool.
Oh,
badge
Nick's done a
design.
bunch of badges. Yes. So let's hop over here. Behance.net/Longo Designs.
Nick, I think it's just in Longo. To be honest with you, I can't remember.
And Longo.
Yeah, you know how, like with a backslash or with a
Nick
is there a backslash
Longo.
after com?
Let's search here and see if we can find you.
Saint Nick. Oh, that looks cool.
That does. People.
I'll see if I can find the link to
Nick
you.
Longo. Is this you?
That's me.
That's you. All right. So let's take a look at your profile.
Another Nick Longo. Let's see.
What if you
like
created...
that Tui's badge right there on the brick wall?
Oh yes,
that's a badge, right? So if scroll down.
Yep. So I'd say that is definitely a badge. I would say that. Ooh, interesting. I would call this a lockup.
Lockup. Yeah.
I don't know, something about...
Interesting that lockup has so many different meanings, whereas I think the badge, we all know what that is, right?
Yeah. I think badge is a combination of like graphic and type, and maybe a lockup is just type. I would see a lockup as just type. Like, so here with these, I would say like lockup, I would say badge. Like there's a lot of lockups here.
There's a monogram.
Yeah,
there's right?
I think.
Wouldn't you say a badge, though, does either outlined or not form some kind of recognizable shape?
Yes.
Diamond, circle, that kind of stuff.
Yes, badges are mostly geometric. I 100% agree with that.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Somewhere.
It's somewhere. So let's hop into Illustrator, Nick. I think people usually will have questions about how to create a badge. And easiest way to do that is to use the type on a path tool. So let's show you how to do type on a path real quick. Is if you are going to create a circle. I'm just using the ellipse tool here to create a circle. And then we're going to use the type tool. And if you hover over this, you'll see that it has a little circle. Now, if I click here and start to type, it will actually fill in that circle. I don't want that. I want to type on the path. So what we're going to do is we are going to hold Option, and that's going to change it to a little line. So you can see that we're going from the circle to the line. And now when I click, it is going to start the text wherever I click. And so we are just going to scale that up a bit. And here, let's start typing in, and we're just going to do office hours. And this is type on a path. So it's following that path, which is kind of allowing it to create that interesting lockup badge look. Now we can change those type options by going to type on a path options. And from there, you can change all kinds of different options to create a skew. And we can turn on the preview to see what this looks like. So skew is going to follow like the momentum. We also have 3D ribbon is just going to 3D kind of pull it as if it's falling. You probably won't use any of these. Gravity is basically going to pull it toward the center of whatever you're doing. Yeah. The one that you're going to use is mostly rainbow. And then I always like to align to center right there. And so when we hit OK, it is going to align to the center. We also can align to the center right here. And you see this little node. You can click that and drag it around to find the perfect placement for your type. Maybe we want it to be perfectly placed up in the middle right there. We can choose our font. Not that one.
What a nice extended one, and you can see. There you go.
There we go.
Like that.
Something like that. So you can kind of pull this and use your type tool to maybe space it out a little bit. And what I like to do here is you can actually do type on a path on any path, right? So let's say that I have a path that looks like this, right? I'm going to kind of do that. Whoop. There we go. A little swoosh. Hey. Any path, you can hover over it, and wherever you click is going to start typing. So I always start from the far left of the path because I know I'm going to be typing left to right. So I'll click on the leftmost point, and then we can do office hours. And you'll see that's going to follow that left and right. So then again, we can go to type. We can go to our type on a path options, and we can set that to the center.
Nice.
Then we get a nice little type on a path there. So if we wanted to, we also could change where this aligns to by moving this little node right here. That is where it starts. So you can see now it is starting, and it is aligning to the center of wherever the start point and the endpoint are, right? And this is the center. So if you ever want to make a badge or some type that is on a path, you can actually just edit right there by grabbing those nodes and dragging them back and forth. Super easy.
Very cool.
Knowledge is power. All right, Nick, I believe that we had some questions that had come in from our last session where we did an AMA.
Yeah.
Do we have any
good
questions from there that we want to start with?
Yeah. Concerning the topic of freelance versus full-time, how can I decide which path is right for me at a stage in my career?
Ooh.
And I believe that's just such a personal situation when it comes to, are you loving your job? Is the job, does it offer you great benefits? Is it paying well? I wouldn't complain. I would just, unless you really, really need to get out there and do the freelance gig and there's something in you that wants you to try it, that's a lot to give up.
Yep.
Whereas on the flip side, I think if you're struggling with your job, if it's not too solid or you feel like there might be some issues coming up in the future, start the freelance thing. At least start it. The goal is to have an overlap, right? You never want to be left and be like, I'm out of job and then I'm just going to start up doing freelance work, or I'm going to quit my job and start freelance work. I always love the overlap. So however you can get that, but you got to think about it. I think with freelance, you got to ask yourself, are you ready to be both the finance person, the salesperson, and the HR, the social media person, the accountant, all of those things. Those are the things that you might not do at your full-time job. You just get to design all day.
Yep.
So that's the biggest thing I'd say is to ask yourself that.
Yeah, I agree. And let's actually address something that Elizabeth just put in chat. Again, chat, you are steering the stream today, and so you can ask us questions. We're doing some AMA stuff. We're doing some demo stuff. I did promise I'd show you the mockup tool, so we will get to that in a minute. But Elizabeth asked a great question. Are we getting another office hours emoji for our Discord in 2024? Nick, I think we do. And chat, we are, again, revamping office hours. We are coming back all new starting on July 15th at 9 a.m. What would you like to see office hours be? Any suggestions? I know that we want to implement a point system, which we will be doing. We will have prizes based on those points, maybe each month, each quarter. We're going to figure something out for that. But what would we want for an office hours emoji? For those of you that watch enough, what would we want to see an emoji in Discord? And if you haven't been here, you do have emojis in Discord. If you join our Discord, discord.gg/AGC. If you go there, you'll be able to have some custom office hours emojis in the Discord. So let us know what you would want to see, and maybe we'll work on that. And in the meantime, Nick, let's do some mockup. How about that? So let's go ahead and use the mockup tool here in Adobe Illustrator, which is brand new. Let's go and find some, where are those elements that I've used? Hold, please. I know I got them here. Wait for it. There we go, these guys. So let's say, Nick, what do we want to mock up?
Ooh, how about a soda can?
Soda can. Love it. This is going to be so fun. So what I like to do is I go to Firefly, and we are going to do white soda can.
Yep.
And let's do this.
You want to put it in an environment?
So yeah, surrounded by, I want it to be like bright yarn.
Okay.
And I want to do this. Yeah. Bright yarn and flowers. Yeah, let's do that. So let's see what happens if we can get a nice like soda can and then some yarn kind of around it. And someone's saying a points emoji.
Yeah, I'd like a dumpster fire with a morning sunrise behind it.
Okay, so I want strands of yarn, not full rolls of yarn.
Okay. Isn't it funny how we're handling this mock-up thing in two totally different ways? One, we go to Firefly for your image, and two, we're going to Illustrator to do it.
Yes.
This is great.
Yep.
Totally
so I think
different.
that I actually am not mad about this one.
That's fun.
I'm going to generate similar just to see what happens here because I think that that's really great. And someone's saying that they want a dumpster fire emoji. That is a great idea. That is a fantastic idea. That might be the emoji that we need to see when we start over. Ooh, I think that this one here is a little bit better. I love the gradation of the colors.
It's got a Trolls vibe to it, very much so. Right there.
It does. So we're going to download this, and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to bring this over into Illustrator, And I like these
Ooh.
colors. They're not my favorite of the two. I have another version of this that
Wait,
has better colors.
why not sample colors from the image you just made?
Oh my goodness. Let's do that. So what I'm
Right?
going to do is I am going to bring what I just created in Firefly into Adobe Illustrator, just drag it in there.
Edit.
And then from
We're edit.
here, I have
Okay,
these fun little shapes, and we're actually going to just double up these shapes because I know
nice.
that I want it to be like doubly tall, right? For
There you
the soda
go.
can. I am
Love
going to
it.
rotate it though to pretend like it's a
Thanks,
custom.
thanks, Wade. I saw that too.
What?
He's so funny. I said something about dumpster fire. You totally didn't hear it, and
Oh,
then someone said a comment.
Oh, was no. Here's the thing. If I'm getting ready to demo something, I know that Nick
Wade's
is fully
hilarious.
capable of talking about whatever he's talking about.
And he's
And
just like, "What button do I push?"
yes, I'm so sorry. All right. So with that, I have all
Wade,
of my images here, and I can actually go a couple different ways. Nick, fantastic idea about recoloring it. So what we're going to
dude,
do is we are going to
make it
select
happen.
all of our image right here. We're going to go to edit. We're going to go to edit colors and recolor artwork. From there, we're going to use the color theme picker and just click right
Yeah,
there, and boom, we have the color. So we're looking at it, and you're like, Andrew, you did the thing where you clicked it and it didn't work, and then you're trying to like convince us that it worked and it was awesome. No, it did work. It just has the wrong saturation. We can fix that really easily. So all we're gonna do is go to right here is the saturation. You'll see the saturation is really low. We can grab this and pull the saturation up, and there we go. You'll see that we get much, much better saturation. We also can pull up the brightness of these colors. And so
there's
now
so
we
much
have,
control there.
yes, a lot more colors available here that are being pulled out of this image, because the image is a little dark. They've got a little darkness in it, but we can really ramp up to find the perfect tones of what we want right there. All right.
That's great.
So
Love
let's
it.
go ahead and mock these up. We're going to select all of this, and it needs to be grouped together. Everything that you're trying to
Right.
mock up needs to be grouped together. And we're going to select the image and then go to Edit, Object. No, we're going to go to Object, Mockup, and Make. And this is in beta, so let's see what happens here. This is my favorite new tool in Adobe Illustrator. It is just so good.
Yeah, and this is gonna be a good example of showing you the curvature, the shadowing, and this isn't even with multiply just yet. I
Yep.
love that it's like doing it. You can make it a little bit smaller to get more of the elements in there.
Yep. So I changed the blending mode to multiply, and then I can kind of shrink it
Oh,
down.
that's so great.
Look at how fun that is, right? And
Yeah.
so basically what it's doing is it is finding each of the different areas of our design. So look, we could probably put it on this flower. We could
Yep.
probably put it over here. It's finding all of the different contours of the design and then making sure that it locks into those. So check that out. We've got really, really great look on the mock-up right there. And now
It's also,
we have...
I was gonna say it's also a great tattoo tester.
Oh, that's true.
Did
It's
you
a great tattoo
did you
tester.
see Michael? Michael posted a great thing where he took it right off the can and slid it to like a picture of an arm, and it literally was perfect. It's like amazing.
Yeah, it's a really, really
That
great
is
tool to be able to mock things up. And again, just a few simple clicks for a really high resolution mock-up just like this, which is cool. I also think that this could use some 3D stuff, which maybe we'll show you if you want to see it.
That's
all right.
really cool.
So let's go ahead and keep going here, Nick. Do we have another question from our AMA?
Yeah, let's go with in the networking section here. What are the most effective ways to network in the design industry, both online and offline?
Go to conferences.
Yeah. You might as well. Get out.
Throw everything off the table. Yes, go to conferences and get connected with online community. Adobe Live is a great place to find community. I know a lot of you are regulars that we see in office hours. Thank you so much for watching and being our favorite people. But it's a great place to find community. And you also can go to discord.gg/ACC to find some Discord right there. Conferences are great. Nick, what are some conferences that you like to go to throughout the year that people could maybe look up?
Yeah, well, we have our favorites. We know Creative South, Crop have been fantastic. I think they bring in a really amazing group of people that are very like-minded to all of us, creators from scratch, doing things for real. Adobe fans, this is like, to me, it's just some of my favorites. Max is always a great one as well. But the coolest thing to do is truly like look around in your neighborhoods. Our friends put on Connecting Things, which is a great one here in Orange County. That's always a good one to have. Find those smaller, more kind of unique ones. I know they're hard to find, but I think they're there. you know, or start one yourself. Like I've always been like tempted to do that, because even in LA, you would think, so many people think there's a huge like creative or design like industry kind of community out here. I don't know. It's hard sometimes,
Yep.
even in a bigger city.
And there are
What
a
do you
couple
got?
places you can do for, you can go for resources. The first of which is adobe.com/events. Really, really great resource for all the events that are coming from Adobe. And this one very, very particularly is great because you can go to, check this out, Adobe Create Now. So this is events that travel the US, and they are pop-up events just for you. So if you are in Berlin, if you are in Leeds, if you're in Seattle, if you're in Anchorage, Alaska,
come on, we're covering the globe.
Or at the end of the month, if you're in Houston or if you're in San Antonio, I'm gonna come hang out with you. So if you're watching from Texas, I will be making the Texas tour in July to a bunch of different places. So make sure to stay tuned on my social media or right here, and you'll find out the details. This is a hot inside scoop about I will be in Texas a few times doing some talks, doing some Create Now events, hanging out with all of you. If you're in the Houston, Lubbock, or San Antonio area, I'll be traveling there to hang out with y'all. Another place that you can go is Adobe Max. That's right. max.adobe.com is the place that you can get registered. You can register and you can get online access. You can see all the stuff that's happening online, which is really cool. There's a ton of great events online. You also can come hang out with us in Miami, which is going to be great. If you want to particularly register for any different, I don't know, like sessions, you could just go here and then click there and then like just check out this guy's stuff. I don't know. I hear it's pretty good. So if you want, you can join me at Max and register for my session. And that session is Take Your Brand from Bland to Brilliant. We'll be talking all about branding. We'll talk about Adobe Express, how to kind of level up your skills across your brand. And that is L6343. If you would like to be a part of this, please come join us at Adobe Max. And by us, I mean me. It's going to be a great time. I promise. So those are two really great ones. We will have a Max special. Max Your Max will be coming back, and you'll learn how to max your Max here with Adobe Office Hours a little bit later, probably come September or so. All right, Nick, I have a question for you.
Let's go.
So here's my question for you. Is there, or I guess, what are the qualifications for a project that you would turn down? How do you know when to say no? I think that a lot of us are like looking for work or trying to say yes to things. How do you know when to say no to a project?
I just did it about 2 hours ago. And it was all in the first gut reaction. I knew in the first 10 seconds of the phone call, this was not going to work. And I don't know if that's just intuition or hearing the things that I hear that have come from projects of the past that didn't work out. I can't really nail it as far as like what specifically it was, but the person did not know what they were looking for, couldn't describe it in the right way, was really hell-bent on social media stuff, which is, I never put that out there as any part of what our services are. So it just showed me that this was a person that was way not connected. So I dropped the most, maybe 3 times the amount of the price just to kind of say it's not going to work.
Yep.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you have specific signs that, I think when it's all talking about budget from the very beginning, that's a huge red flag for me.
Yes, I very much agree. If it's too much budget talk, it is always a very, very big red flag. I was trying to see if I had any, I didn't want to put anybody on blast. But yes, I too have had that. I think you have to understand what your brand is and how you communicate and how you work. And if someone's asking you to not do that, then it's a no. Like, that's pretty much my hard and fast rule, is like, if this doesn't vibe with the way that I work, it's just going to be a no. And so I think red flag for me, lots of budget talk is always a red flag. Talking about what they want is a red flag. I want to have conversations about what's best for the business. What are the goals that we're trying to accomplish? Not necessarily what you want, or like, hey, we're looking for this, we're looking for that. I'm like, okay, let's understand a little bit better about what would be best for your business, and let's work through that. And then we can kind of decide what does your business need as opposed to what you want. If there's somebody expressing a lot of their opinions, I usually will pass them like, I don't want to be working for one person's opinions within a larger company. I want to be working with the company to reach whatever goals that they're working on, not just trying to like
for the customer.
Exactly.
For the customer.
Yes.
Who's going to be buying this? Because the personal preference of owners or stakeholders, I think always that's a great red flag.
Yep.
You can get that right from the beginning. You can tell if a person is aware of that situation, that who are we designing for?
Yep. And there could be times that you are working with the right company and the wrong person. You find a different person to work with in that company, and then boom, it's all the red flags go away. So it's not a hard yes or no. It's really kind of figuring out what is the way I need to communicate and who is the person that I can work best with on that communication.
Yeah. What's a flag that would make you say yes automatically? So on the flip side, as you're having a first conversation or something, what are the things you want to hear?
I think a brand that understands their brand, but doesn't know that, like, they come to me that they need help, and that they're not looking for me to fix their problems, but they're looking for me to like give my perspective and add my insight. I think that that's a lot of things, because I'm like, I can't fix the problems of your business by making a new logo or changing your brand. But if you understand your brand and you're looking for my advice and my perspective on how to make it better, how to shift, what's missing, I can help to figure out those things. And so I'm not here to solve a problem for you. I'm here to help you better understand and kind of like reimagine where your brand can communicate.
Yeah, I like that. I think when you hear them talk about the background check, maybe they've talked about a few things they saw on your website or what led them to find you.
Yes.
What's that connection? It's the same when you're trying to impress someone else too. Did you do your homework on them? Did you look at their site? Did you look at their LinkedIn? All those little things that tell me that they cared enough to look. And my big one too is when I start talking about storytelling in the brand and what we'll do, if that excites them, I know they're the right person.
Yep.
If I don't get a solid response from that idea of we're going to do some storytelling when it comes to your brand, then I'm like, it's like I'm the magician and no one cares for magic.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's hop back over into Illustrator chat. I just got an idea. This is something I saw on TikTok, so we're going to try it. I don't remember the steps, but I think I know how to do it. So I saw somebody creating like really, really cool gradients in on TikTok. So if this is you, great. Thanks so much for showing on my FYP for like 10 seconds and then being like, let's. So what they were doing is they were creating really cool gradients and complex gradients using blends. And so I want to try to play around to see if we can do that. They're using blends and gradients. So I'm gonna use a gradient tool here, and we're just going to start a gradient, and I want it to be a radial gradient. And in the middle, we're gonna have like a hot pink, and on the outside, we're gonna do a hot green. We're just gonna do like ugly neons here because I think it would look cool.
Ugly neon sounds like a new band.
Hey everyone, we're ugly neons. All right,
great.
That's a little bit better. I'm actually going to flip these colors. And if you haven't used the new gradient tool in Illustrator, it's really nice. It's just really, really nice. All right, so I love those colors. And then what they were doing is they were kind of creating another shape that was smaller, like this. So what they were doing, let me like confirm that this is correct because I'm not fully confident, is they were grabbing these two, they were going to object blend options, and then I think they were doing smooth color, and then let's blend it. Okay, not smooth color. So let's go to object, blend option, and maybe they were doing specified steps. Okay, let's try it. Hold on. Okay, interesting. So this is not wrong. So let's see if we rotate this one in the middle. Okay, not exactly what I'm looking for. Ooh.
See, I love these little discoveries by just like trying something out.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually looking really cool. Something else that we could do is
it's like a nice logo for like a music company.
Yeah, right. There's a way to. Okay, chat. You're gonna have to bear with me here. We'd go here, and then I believe that we would go to object transform. Let's just try to transform this. Transform each. Let's try object transform each. We're experimenting here, chat. And then let's do. That's not what I want either. Chat. Any ideas? I'm trying to think of how they were creating these.
What was the end result? Do you have like an example?
No, it was just in my brain. Okay, let's try to pull and see what this looks like. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Look at that.
Okay, and then I think if I like... Hold on. I think if I change the amount of blend steps here, it's actually going to look really cool.
Oh, you're right. Like less?
No, way more.
More. I was going to say, like, that'll give you a lot more.
Like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's really cool. Okay, I think that this actually might have been what they were doing.
Doesn't it looks like almost like the inside is like half, there's like an area inside of a sphere.
Yeah,
I love that. That looks really cool.
Ooh, this is really cool. Okay, what I want to do, we're going off the rails here because I just like had ideas. I want to make 2 of these and then make them into a. Oh wait, can I just keep adding colors here? Yes. Oh, these are gonna be so cool. Right? So like if these just keep changing different colors.
Yeah.
We can create some really cool, like, heat map stuff almost.
It totally has that vibe. That's really cool.
Oh, yeah. Yep, this is definitely it. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I actually want to... Cool. I am not mad about this at all. It's kind of cool. Let's add in, like, some yellow here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, these are really, really cool. Okay, and then maybe let's like, I'm going to change the sizing of this one.
Oh, it even goes out. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Look at that. That's got a great vibe to it.
Oh, I just clicked something weird. I clicked on group. Okay. All right, so that's really cool. So, neon marbles, yes, 100%. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make copies of these. This is going to get so crazy. This is not what I should be doing right now, but we're going to do it. What we're going to do is we are going to grab these 2 shapes. We're going to go to Object, Blend, Make, and it will blend these. Okay, that's what I thought was going to happen. All right, I need to expand these first. This is such a bad idea. All right. Y'all know my favorite thing in the world is to try to like break the programs as I'm streaming. So we're going to expand this. Got it. So we're going to group these, group that, and then we are going to try to blend these together.
Sensei's going, I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. So we're going to go to blend. We're going to do blend options, and then we are going to do specified steps. Let's do 200 and hit OK.
Oh,
yeah.
Whoa. Spinning wheels. Wheels.
This is my fault. Like this very well might crash Illustrator.
I might feel it on my end on Illustrator. You just crashed.
I told it to take all these shapes and all these colors and then blend them together across 200 different steps. So we might be stuck here for a second. In the meantime, Nick, you have another question for us?
Yeah, here's a great one. Let's see. What are some effective ways to attract and retain clients as you get into a freelance career?
Offboarding. Offboarding is huge. Is always like finish a project well and then follow up with your clients and make sure that like everything went well. Make sure all their needs are taken care of. See if they need any more work because you might be missing out on work if you don't ask for it. So I'd say once you have clients, to keep the clients, always do an offboarding process and conversation with them. Nick, what about you? How to maybe get the clients?
I think same tactic. I would call it more like continueboarding, right? Like make sure they know that you can handle whatever the next steps are in that project. So many times it has come to the brand is finished, and then they think they've got to go to someone else for the next stage or the next phase in their branding or in their company thing. Let them know of all of the other things that you can do for them. In fact, mock it up, do one or two things, show them merch, show them interior graphics for their store, whatever it might be, and don't let them go anywhere else.
Yep.
That's how they become on continuing.
And a great question from the chat as we continue our pinwheel of death. Have you worked with any brands outside the US? What might be some problems? That's a great question, Nick. Have you worked with any brands, like international brands?
Yeah, a lot, and still currently. The timing, obviously, because of time zones, is huge. The exchange of money, in most cases, is a very odd thing as well. Make sure, do your homework. Everyone I've gotten look like a scam from the very beginning. And there are a lot of scams out there that are going to try to hit you up or something like that. Do your due diligence, find out, make sure that they are a reputable company. I had them do that. And then we've done bank transfers. So that's a way of figuring out how to get the payment thing happening, and ask for more upfront than you typically would. But, you know, in most cases, it's just being cautious. I think when once you get past all that, it becomes just as good as any other client. In fact, sometimes I think it's even better, because the international clients I have are clients that are coming into the Americas. They want to have their product in mostly North America or even South America. So they want a designer that knows that market. You're trusted even more because they've come to you for a very specific reason. That's how I like it.
I agree. Yeah. I've done a couple, and like there were a few that I thought were scams, and I sent them the invoice. I said they had to pay up front, and they paid up front. We did the project, and it was great. And so if you ever feel nervous, don't be afraid to really lean into hey, not super comfortable with this. We're going to have to do it this way or it's not going to happen. And if they say, okay, then great, you did it. Awesome question from the chat. Thank you so much, Keys. That's awesome.
Yeah, Keys, that was good. That was good.
We are still on.
Also, translations. You're going to have dual language on packaging. That is it ruins your entire design.
Yes, it's rough. And Raphael, here for the end of the show. That's all right. Thanks so much for watching. We're always glad that anyone's here. And if you ever miss office hours, you can subscribe to Adobe Live on YouTube. All right, we got it on my screen. We have lost the pinwheel of death. It's not as cool as I wanted it to be. It's really not that great.
I do like if you zoom into that thing happening where the ripples are.
Yes.
Inside there.
Maybe.
That's pretty cool. Oh, can it zoom?
It's pretty cool. Yeah. I am going to delete this because I want to try one more thing. And this also is going to break my computer.
For the day.
Yeah, we got 2 minutes left, and so if everything catches on fire, thanks, happy office hours. I'm gonna go here, and I want to try to inflate this and see what happens.
Ooh.
Right, do a little 3D effect on this. I think it's gonna break everything, but we'll see what happens. Rendering 3D materials, please work. Please make this the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life.
Let's see what it does.
I really think it's just gonna render. And chat, we will be back next week, but we're not here next week.
No, it's week off, right?
Yes, Adobe Live is gone next week, so we'll be completely off all next week. We are out for 4th of July here in the US, and then we'll be back the week after, and we will have a recorded. We'll be doing Typography 101, specifically using the type tool. So we'll show you how to use the touch type tool, and we'll be recording that this week. So we'll have some inside scoop for you, and we'll be doing type the last time. All right. We have 1 minute left. I think we're going to try to wait. So week off next week. We'll see you back here. In the meantime, make sure that you go check out our Discord. Yes, people have already put stuff. Great. So people have already been using the office hours right here. Love this. Oh my goodness. So much fun.
How about the dumpster pile with our logo?
Yes, that's so great. So chat, go and please make your own versions of this. We will use them at the end of the show. Once we change over, we'll have a nice little outro for you. And we're back the week of July 11th. Yes, we will be here, but we were there the 13th, the Thursday. So the Thursday of the week of July. Yes, July 11th is our next show. 1 p.m. July 11th. We'll see you there. Yeah. You don't get to see the 3D because it didn't render. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye. We won't see you next week. Wait, no. Don't come back.